Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is how to make traveling easier. I made another video where I talked about how to deal with your stuff when you're traveling, how to, the 3-bag system and how to outfit your vehicle. So maybe check that one out. But another few things that make traveling easier is, one, like on a road trip where you're driving, is to have a very comfortable and powerful vehicle. So I have a Ford F-150 pickup truck, so it's very big, very comfortable, very safe, very easy to drive, and very easy to drive for long distances. So that's a huge tip for taking long road trips, is to have a larger vehicle. And trucks, big SUVs, big sedans, those are going to make your road trip travels much, much better, much, much easier, much more comfortable, and safer too. Let's face it, a bigger vehicle is going to be safer for all of the reasons I just mentioned, the comfort and the power, but also the getting in trouble with other cars. A smaller vehicle doesn't give you that degree of safety. So that's huge. You would want to try to upgrade your vehicle to something big and comfortable. And I've had lots of cars as a younger guy, but I've had this pickup now for nearly 10 years, and it's been really, really a great thing in my life. This is another giant road trip I've taken with it, and it's been extremely comfortable. I never really get, I get tired just because for the hours of the driving a day, but you don't get like sore and achy and stiff like I did in a small car, and a car that's low to the ground, a car where your feet are kind of way out in front of you rather than sitting on a chair, and a car that's kind of underpowered and you're afraid to drive. So, a big vehicle is going to be a huge way to make your trip much easier. Another way to do it is to make sure you have plenty of money and don't worry so much. That way you don't have to worry so much about how much everything costs, because everything does cost a lot. The best things in life are not free at all. They're very, very expensive. That's what makes them the best, is when they're expensive. It takes a lot of money, gas money, to drive out into the mountains if you're not in the mountains already. It takes you the good vehicle, like I said. That's going to be expensive. Your accommodations are going to be expensive no matter how you do it, right? If you stay in hotels, that's expensive. Airbnb, that's expensive. Camping, that's expensive, especially if you have to buy your own camper or even buy your own tenting equipment, plus the fees to be there. Or if you outfit a vehicle that you can camp for free, you still need the vehicle to do that. It's still going to be an expensive proposition. So my view is, I love to travel and explore and see things I've never seen before, or re-see the best things that I've already seen. And that costs money, and it's money I don't mind spending, and I'll economize elsewhere. Another good tip is, be open to and flexible. Sometimes, you'll have a bunch of these things you'd like to do from your research, but sometimes other things will pop up when you get out there. The research is great. To me, that's a lot of fun, researching a place, but it doesn't take the place of being someplace. The best maps aren't going to be online. They're going to be when you get to the place you're trying to see. They'll have good maps more interesting maps that will help you. They'll have more interesting information that will help you once you get there, and that's why you want to build in some flexibility, some for things you want to do. Now that being said, I do think you'd like to have a nice list of the main things you'd probably like to see, but you have a big list at the various locations, but you don't necessarily have to do them all to make your vacation a success. But if you do some, yeah, you're probably going to consider that a successful trip. So I had all kinds of things listed for these various places I have been and heading home from now. And yeah, I did a whole bunch of them, but I left a few undone. I just, ran out of time, ran out of energy, and decided to save those other things for the next time. So, and I guess I focused on let's say the big ticket items that I knew I wanted to see, the top of the list things I made sure I did, and the other things, if I would have had time, I might have squeezed them in, time and energy and a little more money. The other thing is, I like to try to do as much as I can in a place with the idea of, I don't know if I'll ever get back. Now, I would like to think I could get back to some of the places I've been to on this trip, but see, you just don't know, right? You don't know, as an aging person, as an aging, happier man, I don't know how many trips I have in me, right? You don't know how much time you have, so you would want to try to do enough that if you never travel again after your current trip, that will sustain you during the coming times, So I hope I'm going to try to keep my health decent so I can keep doing this, because I love doing it. But these trips I've had, this one was very, very good. Lots of interesting things, and I didn't leave enough on the table to worry about. So if I never get back, for whatever reason, I'm pretty satisfied. I stayed long enough in a couple of the key locations that I had an opportunity to do a lot. And I'm very, very grateful to be able to do that. So the other thing is, when you're driving, you got to have some idea of how long you can go, how many miles, how many hours you can drive comfortably and safely, and then do enough study of the map to know that you can, that there's places for you to stop along the way. You got to do enough research to know that there's a safe place for you to be, to get gas, to stay overnight, to get something to eat, all of that. I don't think it pays to be overly blind to what you're up against. I think that would be foolish. So, this route that I've taken and I've mapped out, I had a pretty good idea what to expect and where some of the main stopping points are, and that I could comfortably do what I wanted to do. So give that idea some thought, all for now.